Welcome to the Investing Bros. I am T Shroom, and today I'm going to be taking you into what I've bought during this very buyable dip. So far, Bitcoin has made a pretty convincing retracement of some of these losses here, a nice recovery, some might say, getting back up above this 0.78 Fibonacci line. This coincides with the bottom of the platinum pocket here. It is nice to see. It would have been even better to see Bitcoin get back up above. You saw this attempt get back up above on the 2-hour, the midline of the Bollinger Band. Let's zoom out to the 4-hour, and you can see that midline of the Bollinger Band was not really even in reach. This wick did not even get anywhere near that high. So right now the recovery is not in full swing, right? But we have some early signs of positivity, of optimism, that Bitcoin is moving in the right direction. You had the initial movement yesterday, in case you're not tracking, of a movement to the downside. It did not get into double digits, but it did get as much as, call it 9% of a sell-off there, only in one day, right? And then we have seen kind of a recovery, and a lot of that loss was just a wick, right? So a lot to be excited about, a lot to be optimistic about. I actually have a guest today. This is my friend Ryan Horst. Ryan is coming on, and he's going to be talking to us about all kinds of different stuff, about DeFi, the future of DeFi. We're going to be talking about different things like that. You know, some of the coins that he likes to invest in. And Ryan, how are you doing today?
Yo, Tyler, thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So so I actually know Ryan through a personal friend, and here in the Investing Bros universe, I am known as T Shroom. So I know I have a little bit of a wacky kind of a nickname here. But Ryan, we're both Floridians. How are you liking this weather? It's now warming up a little bit, but it's still getting some chilly days.
Dude, woke up this morning, went outside, just like put my face and just like basked in the sun, just let it hit my eyeballs. It just kind of like relaxed. It was beautiful.
I love it. Well, a lot of bros are not tuning in from Florida, unfortunately. So there's so many people who haven't woken up to the fact
Rest in
that Florida
peace.
is just the best place to live, unless you unless you've made the leap to Dubai, right? I'd say that's probably the only other place I would want to live. But yeah, it's beautiful, great to be a Floridian. And what are you? Let me just start the conversation with this. What has been the most fun that you've had in crypto so far?
Dude, honestly, there's two things that come to my mind. Um, the first one is I actually hosted my own mastermind event for my community here in Tampa, Florida.
Awesome.
Had a bunch of people come out, a bunch of people, like 35 to 40 people come out from our community, and we like had a mastermind event where we had some speakers come out to talk about play to earn games, to talk about the overall broader, macroeconomic conditions of the United States. I had my talk, my business partner had his talk, and then we all went and played laser tag. And
Nice.
then, dude, it was so much fun. So that's the first one that comes to mind. And then the other one is I um, I got some opportunity to speak over in Europe. So what I did was I went over there and I went no no thank you, and then I um, flew over to Switzerland actually. And when I went over to Switzerland, there was a event at Lugano. It's called NFT Fest, and we all got together. It was just a bunch of people during the bear market that were deep into their shit with their businesses and all
Hmm.
all going through it with crypto as we do in the middle of a bear market. So it was just like this family of people coming together that's all experiencing the same kind of turbulence
Hmm.
of going through crypto together. And then we all had like this yacht party in the middle of Lake Lugano in Switzerland. So those are my two moments that I think of, and it's just beautiful, man. Because crypto is like one of my favorite things about crypto is actually the community aspect of it. Just because we're all in this thing together through the highs, through the lows, and then the lows just kind of brings everybody together more. So
Yeah.
really, just community, man. I love community.
Absolutely. Well, I love that response. That's excellent. You know, here in the Investing Bros, we've cultivated a pretty neat community. You see some of the members here: Crux of Crypto, Eric Wallen, Mark Dutch, Rose Beth, Kelly Kellum coming in said, "Can you please drop an image of Oscar Mayer Wiener car on the screen? Let's mix it up." Kelly is a good friend of mine as well. We've worked together in a couple of different organizations. But yeah, I have to agree. I think a lot of the times that I've had the most fun in crypto has been in community as well. But it's not all fun and games because there is the chance to actually get fairly wealthy in crypto. Many have, probably even more haven't. They've gotten totally wrecked. But you actually help a lot of people go the right way and build steady, incomes, whether it be passive or all at once. And we're going to learn a little bit about that in just a few minutes about what you do with your masterclass and your courses and your community and different things like that. But really quickly, if you're tuning in for some coverage of what the heck is going on in crypto, what are the coins to buy during this dip, I'm going to do some rapid coverage here of what's going on. Essentially, yesterday we got headlines like this: U.S. expects Iran to carry out direct attacks on Israel. Sources say as Biden warns don't. So, I almost didn't cover this today, but it's something that is important, and it looks like it has affected the crypto markets. But the good news is that there's also this headline here: Hong Kong spot. Hong Kong all set to launch landmark Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. And of course, that is expected to come on Monday. So the beginning of the week could heal all of this downside that we've seen in Bitcoin. It could lead to a rally if those ETFs are approved. But there's a lot of ifs, right? We don't know exactly what kind of liquidity has an appetite to go into those Bitcoin ETFs. So we will have to wait and see, but I would say we have a bearish catalyst behind us that was kind of unforeseen. I wouldn't call it a black swan because we didn't even get into double-digit sell-offs for Bitcoin, but now we have a very bullish catalyst on the horizon that could come as soon as Monday. Could also be delayed and pushed into the future. So I'm definitely not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that, but it could, and that could be a big catalyst to bring us back up, potentially to go tickle those all-time highs of $74,000 to put in a new high there. So speaking of which, let's zoom out a little bit on the broader landscape of crypto. Where do you think we are post-halving, which is only in 8 to 7 days here? It's still being calculated. We actually see estimates that vary within like 12 to 20 hours. I don't know if you've seen this, but what do you think happens kind of going into the halving and post-halving for Bitcoin prices and other altcoin prices as well?
So post-halving, it's interesting because what's the time frame that we're really talking about? Because there's the post-halving, which is directly afterwards, what's going to happen, and then there's post-halving because that's technically the rest of forever. So it's a broad amount of time that we're speaking about there.
For sure.
However, I believe that we're going to see a run up in price. I don't think that it's going to be right when the halving takes place. I think that we've seen a lot of the price increase take place pre-halving already, which was because of the Bitcoin ETFs that were taking place. Now that's super bullish that we're seeing the big run up in price take place before the halving in this bull cycle, because that's something that we haven't really seen before. This is the first time in a bull run history for Bitcoin that we're actually seeing a pre-halving skyrocket in price taking place. So there's all this this hype around the halving, but I want to make sure everybody is aware that it's not actually anything about the logistics of the halving that actually makes Bitcoin go up, right? Yes, the reward for mining gets cut in half, but that does not do anything quantitatively that actively makes the price of Bitcoin go up. It's literally just the hype around the idea of the halving that creates in people's minds that there's a trigger that, that leads to Bitcoin price go up, right? And with a lot of the money already flowing into crypto before the halving, I don't think that that's going to lead to us having this massive run up a couple weeks after or a month after or anything like that. But I do believe that over time, if you look at the previous charts, like what you're having up there, typically after the halvening takes place, we have a run up in price of like, it's like 4, 5 months, 6 months afterwards. I don't think we're going to have to wait 6 months. I don't know if this one has that or not. That's the stock to flow model. But, or is that it? Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So the halving is
Those
just
lines
the
are the halvening. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So I think that we're still going to have a price increase. I think that it'd be ridiculous not to. I think that with us being where we're at right now, with the market, with, we're tickling, we're already over all time highs. And if you just look at the broader market of like the overall sentiment of where we're at, we don't have Eminem buying NFTs. We don't have Paris Hilton jumping on T Shroom's podcast talking about how she's an NFT expert. Like, we don't have all of these top signals taking place. We don't have. Do you guys remember the Crypto Boy song that went like viral all over
Yeah.
Twitter? Like, we are nowhere near where we were at. That's really the best way to gauge anything overall, like where are we at with the market as far as like crypto being like super popular all over the world. Like, we don't have Quavo making songs about crypto. Like, that's what I measure when I look at this stuff,
That's a good
because
point.
looking at charts only does so much. You can look at the fear and greed scale, but the fear and greed scale is going to tell you that we're greedy right now, right? But we're nowhere near as greedy as we were at the previous bull run cycle, like not even close. So, and when you look at other data points like DeFi, when you look at DeFi, you can actually look at how much money is locked inside of smart contracts and all the different blockchains that are out there.
Mhm.
Am I able to share screen, or is that a you thing? How does that
You
work?
absolutely are. Yeah. You'll just go back to the kind of the production screen and just share the screen there really quickly while you're doing
Okay.
that. Another like indicator that I like to look at is the Apple App Store. There's actually some
Ooh.
Twitter accounts that track this, but when Coinbase comes into the top 10, which it's not, that is a good sign as well. Kind of like what you're saying, Paris Hilton calling herself an NFT expert, Eminem buying NFTs, Kevin Hart buying NFTs, celebrities being associated with crypto is a good indicator. Also, something that it's very easy to measure is the level at which Coinbase is being downloaded, right? And that's a good indicator of retail adoption of mom and pop, your nephew, your employee, coming in and saying, I want to go ahead and I want to buy some Dogecoin, right? Or this cycle it might be Bonk, right? Or Pepe or
With
whatever it's going to be. And those are the types of people that get totally vaporized at the top, right? But for those of us who are kind of crypto natives, kind of in this, we've been through a couple of different cycles. We're sitting there like, they're kind of the necessary exit liquidity in some sense. So there's
you had to say it.
there's all kinds of different indicators of where we are in the cycle, and I completely agree with you, Ryan, that we're nowhere near that frothy top. And
Yeah,
the fear and greed index is a good indicator for
more
traders on like a
micro.
monthly on like a
Yeah,
monthly
you
scale.
can't look at the fear and greed index and say like, "Oh yeah, this is it," because it's going to tell you this is it every time we start to go up.
Yep.
But I want to show. Is this the? Which one is it?
Yep. I can see it now.
No, wait, hang on. That was the wrong one. Well, it's the right one, but it's the wrong tab.
And for those of you who don't know, this is the fear and greed
Whatever.
X
This
that's
works.
being referred to. So 75, we're not in the, I don't know if with this one this one breaks it down specifically because we usually use a different one, but
This is
goodness.
not the fear and greed index. So this right? Can you see my screen or
Oh,
my mouse?
okay, yeah. Let me share that. Just stand by here for me. Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Yeah. Boom, 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 and you should be good to go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is one of our favorite tools that we use to track DeFi on-chain liquidity. And what that just means is how much money is actually like in DeFi. So in
Hmm.
smart contracts inside of these various blockchains like Ethereum, um, you know, insert other blockchain here, Avalanche, there's a
Sure.
ton of them. So Here we can see that this is the total amount of money that's all like completely locked inside of DeFi. So there's only $89.8 billion locked inside of DeFi right now. And right now you can see that at the peak of the last bull run in November of 2021, we were at $175 billion in TVL. Now we dropped down to as low as about 38 billion, and now we're back up to around 89, right? Like I said right here. However, something to keep in mind here, that we have so many more developments that have been built since this time here. We have so many more projects that can attract liquidity. We have more blockchains that are active now and starting to attract liquidity. We have a lower barrier to entry for people to get into DeFi to start to utilize these tools, such as Solana, right? Solana is much easier to use. It's more user friendly than Ethereum, which is why we've seen Solana had this massive pump recently.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a greater adoption of layer 2 technologies like Arbitrum and Optimism, which also make the experience more user friendly. We have more user friendly wallets now, like Rabby. We weren't using Rabby Wallet in the last bull run. We were all using MetaMask, which MetaMask frankly sucks. I'll be honest.
Okay.
So
Well, let's
we
double
now
click on that.
have,
Let's double click on that because I want to know, why do you say that MetaMask sucks?
yeah, so MetaMask is just not user friendly. So it doesn't show all of your, and I can stop sharing. It doesn't show all of your tokens in it, right? It doesn't
Gotcha.
show you what the dollar value of your tokens are. I can show, I can,
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely
let
don't
me
have to stop
actually,
sharing if you don't want to.
yeah. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
can
would
show
just
you guys this wallet. That's fine. I don't care if you guys see that. So this is MetaMask here.
mhm. Or I'm seeing
Geez.
a DeFi llama still.
Oh, does it not have you pull up?
It may
You
not
guys
show the
can't see me
Chrome
clicking
extensions,
on. Yeah, it doesn't show the Chrome extensions.
which is
Never
probably
mind.
for the best, to be honest.
Yeah, probably for the best. But anyways, Rabby, it automatically adds your RABBY. It
Mhm.
automatically adds your tokens to the wallet so that you can see it, which would make sense, right? Yeah, this is Rabby right here. It also shows you, if you go to the right, this is what the Rabby wallet looks like right here. It shows you how much money you actually have in your wallet in dollar value. It's just a better user experience. It shows you the what your wallet has done over time as far as value is concerned. It has the ability for you to see all your NFTs inside your Rabby wallet. It
Oh,
also
cool.
has an aggregator swap inside of it, so it will actually check the prices of all the, not all of the, but a lot of the different decentralized exchanges so that you can get the best swap price for your cryptocurrency. Um, it's just a much better user experience. It also, when you connect to different blockchains, it will automatically switch the blockchain on your wallet when you connect to the website, as opposed to with MetaMask, where you have to manually switch it on your wallet. So it's just
Right.
a seamless user experience that is just, it just doesn't even compare to MetaMask. As soon as I used it once, I was like, yeah, this is what our students are using moving forward. We're like, MetaMask just feels like dinosaur technology when you use Rabby.
That's really refreshing to hear. Someone who I can't remember who was telling me about Rabbit. It might have been you, but somebody was just telling me about it. Um, and I cannot tell you how how much PTSD I have sometimes from using MetaMask, because sometimes like the quantity will load as zero. Like for the
Yeah.
longest time, and for all my Polygon coins, like they would just load as zero the first time, and I'd be like, "Oh crap, I'm done." Right? and
I
then
lost
you'd
everything.
refresh the page, and then it would all come back. But it's just like, there's clearly some room for upgrade, and MetaMask, may come back and upgrade what they're doing and try to compete with Robbie more directly now that there's a good competitor out there. One thing I will point out is that they do have a mobile app, desktop, and extension, so that's
Yep.
pretty nice. I have not explored the Rabby wallet at all, but it sounds like you have, and you're liking what you see for sure. Now you mentioned students in there. I want to get to that. and talk a little bit about what you do with students. So tell me about that. We do have links in the description for some of the ways that you could maybe become a student of Ryan. But why would somebody want to do that?
Yeah, so what we have is a full coaching and mastermind community. So we have our one-to-one accelerator program, which is our full like coaching curriculum where we have over 130 lessons that takes people through how to get into the DeFi world safely so that they can maximize their opportunity in crypto while mitigating their downside. So to break it down, um, I like to compare the whole cryptocurrency world to an iceberg. There's a crypto iceberg. You have your top of the iceberg, which is what everybody sees, right? Which is your Coinbase, it's your Binance, it's your crypto.com, it's your unfortunately FTX, right?
Sure.
That's all people see. So, which is exactly why when FTX went down in 2021, 2022, exactly it. Everybody thought crypto was doomed. It was like, oh, I knew this was all BS. I knew that crypto was a scam. Look at this. They're just here to take people's money because everybody just sees the top of the iceberg. And FTX was like sponsoring umpires. They were sponsoring the Miami Heat Arena. They were all over the place. So they were like the face of crypto for a lot of people. So when the top of that iceberg burned down, then people just thought that was crypto, right? There we go. FTX. God, that dude's just as ugly as a cartoon.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. But what people don't realize is that beneath that iceberg is real crypto, right? When you hold your funds on Coinbase or Binance or anything like that, you don't actually have sovereign ownership of your own cryptocurrency. And that's the whole point of crypto. Crypto allows us to have sovereign ownership of digital currency for the first time in history. Even with our US dollars, we don't have sovereign ownership of those US dollars. We have to rely on a third party bank in order to digitize that dollar so that we can purchase things on Amazon. If it wasn't for that third party intermediary, we couldn't have digital currency. So, for the first time in human history, cryptocurrency allows us to have sovereignly held digital currency that we don't have to rely on any third party intermediaries to hold. So, now that we have that capability, it's important for us to have sovereign responsibility. So, that's the first step of what we teach in our program is our ironclad crypto security strategy. Now I'll dive into that a little bit. So what does that look like exactly? Well, when you get your cryptocurrency wallet, you now have, like I said, sovereign responsibility. You need to understand how to hold your seed phrase effectively. And what's a good way to do that? Well, you can buy seed phrase journals. There's these little like metal cards you can buy on Amazon that you like imprint your seed phrase into it so you can be safe and secure. You can hold that seed phrase in a safe, right? There's so many things that you can do. You can also have the ledger, right? As opposed to only a hot wallet or any other cold storage device like a Trezor wallet. So basically what I'm getting at is when you have these wallets, you have multiple different choices. You have custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. A non-custodial wallet is when you actually hold the cryptocurrency's wallets, the crypto wallet's seed phrase yourself, versus a custodial wallet is when you hold the cryptocurrency with somebody else's wallet, like Coinbase or Binance or something like that. And the difference is who actually owns the seed phrase. The seed phrase is basically your password that unlocks access to your cryptocurrency wallet, which your cryptocurrency wallet is your safety deposit box on the blockchain. So it's important to learn how to hold that crypto safely and securely so that you can have sovereign ownership and not worry about getting scammed or losing that money or anything like that. So once we help people with knowing how to have safe custody of their own cryptocurrency, then the next step there is then diving beneath the waters, which is that, into the depths of the bottom of the crypto iceberg, which is what we like to call DeFi. Now, the decentralized finance space can be treacherous. It can be dangerous, right? But if you know what you're doing and you know what you're looking for, you can be safe and secure, such as knowing not to click on different phishing links, knowing how to only go to different websites that are trusted websites that you know you're not going to get screwed on, right? Knowing what type of liquidity pools are good and which ones are bad, knowing what you can stake effectively and actually do well with, and what your staking is like pseudo staking, and it's not really, it's like the way that they're getting you returns isn't really actually through DeFi. It's like they're doing something else with the money, right? So just knowing how to navigate the world effectively so that you can learn how to make passive income with your cryptocurrency and take advantage of something called airdrops, which is one of our favorite things in the crypto world right now, because it's like literally the first time in history that you can actually make free money, and it's not a scheme, like it's legitimate because of something called governance tokens. So basically what we do is we just teach people how to maximize their opportunity in cryptocurrency by getting into the DeFi world while mitigating their downside. And the reason why you're able to maximize the opportunity is because you can wait for coins to pop up on Coinbase and Binance and crypto.com. You can do that. And there's a level of safety that comes with that too, because they're vetted by those projects. That doesn't mean they're not going to go to zero, right? But they're quote unquote vetted by these projects like Coinbase, so that, you know, they're trying to keep their customers safe or whatever. But these companies like Coinbase and Binance, they're only listing coins onto their platform once there's already a bunch of hype built up around them.
Mm-hmm.
So they list these coins after they've already had like a 50,000% return, because they believe that they can then start to make money off the trading fees to piggyback off of that hype. But if you learn how to get into these coins on decentralized exchanges before they hit Binance, before they hit Coinbase, then that's a 50,000% return that you're able to be a part of, as opposed to just getting the scraps of like after it's on a centralized exchange.
Sure.
And when you're able to get into these coins a bit earlier and you know how to find them and you know how to be safe while doing that, that enables you to catch things earlier, of course, which then allows you to make more money on these coins, which then adds a little bit more of a cushion to your overall investing strategy. And then you're able to start to get into passive income. On Coinbase, you're able to stake your ETH, right? You're able to stake your Atom. You're able to stake all these different cryptocurrencies. However, you're making typically half as much as what you would be doing if you were just to do it on your own, right? On Coinbase, you can stake Atom, and I think you get like 8, 9, maybe 10% interest. But if you stake Atom natively, just using the Kepler wallet by yourself, then you can actually stake it with Coinbase custody, and you can make 18% on it.
Mm.
So literally what they're doing on Coinbase when you stake is they're just taking your coins that you're staking with them. They're saying, cool, you staked it with us. Now we're going to go stake it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to keep 50% of the profits. We're going to give you the rest of it. So there's just a ton of opportunity that's underneath that crypto iceberg that people are missing out on by not going down and exploring.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of upside from passive income plus airdrops, and then also getting into coins before they even get listed on exchanges.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about a good amount of like, opportunities that are out there. Most of the coins that we'll talk about are already on Binance or Coinbase. Caspa would be kind of an exception to that we're really bullish on. We think it's going to do well, but it's not yet listed on either of those exchanges. I wouldn't call it a gem anymore because it's in multi-billions of market cap, which brings us nicely into what I wanted to say, which is why one of the reasons I brought Ryan on. He's just a really good looking guy, and because Tim and I are so ugly, we needed to have a little bit more handsomeness going on. No, I'm just kidding. A little joke there, but
we're beautiful.
what we wanted, we never talk about airdrops, right? And that's because Tim and I, that's just not our game, right? But are people out there making money in airdrops? Absolutely. And you're looking at one of them right now. So if that is something that you wanted to explore more, you feel confident in your crypto journey, right? You've probably used a cold wallet. You've started to either put all of your crypto on there, or you dabbled with it, meaning you're not a beginner, right? You're intermediate. Ryan is someone who has built a course and has built a community to help folks get into airdrops, among other things, right? He does a lot of the same stuff that we do as well, but he does include airdrops. So, that would be my main kind of link here. is for folks that want to get connected, want to learn more about that, to go ahead and click the links in the description. I've put his Instagram, and I also put the website where you guys can go ahead and sign up and get started if that's going to make sense for you to go down that path. Now, I want to get into some of these coins that you're talking about here. And I know you probably have some that you don't want to reveal, but I want to reveal two of the coins that I just bought during this crypto dip that we saw. And I want to illustrate to you really quickly why. First of all, it's very easy to do because this is a sea of red, right? Altcoins have not they have not come back quite yet. They have not recovered. But Ondo is up 5.5%. I will also point out Jasmy also up 5.2%. But Ondo is one of the coins that I picked up during this dip, and it is up 5.4% this morning, up to 81 cents. I didn't have any Ondo, and I'll tell you why I bought it. It's really because it has to do with BlackRock. This is BlackRock has been. This isn't it, but this is a good thing to look at what we talk about. So BlackRock kind of announced that it would be doing tokenization, and it has linked up with Ondo, and potentially the reason why we're seeing Ondo greatly outperform today is because of that connection with BlackRock. BlackRock, of course, being one of the largest asset managers in the world, and depending how you're measuring, it is the top. So and they've also been a huge leader from the TradFi space in crypto. So that's really, what I've been looking at. Here's the headline I was looking for. It was somewhere in my tabs. Ondo spikes 8% on finance test instant conversion from BlackRock's tokenized fund to USDC. Yeah, so this is also very big for USDC, but that's a stable coin, so you can't really do much with that. And from a gain standpoint, you can do a lot with it. But so that's why Ondo. I think it's very rapidly becoming not so much a gem. As you can see, it's already valued at $1 billion. And then I'll get to my other coin here. But what are some coins that you've been really bullish on? And these can be in the top 100, right? And they don't have to be gems. But what are some coins that you really believe in that maybe a lot of folks haven't heard about?
Yeah, so there's two that I want to mention. Another one is actually on Coinbase, Maple Finance, MPL. Maple Finance is another one in the real world asset narrative.
Sure.
And it's not like a full low cap. Let me see. What is it at? It was. Well, then again, the definition of a low cap can vary. Okay, definitely still a low cap. It's only at $134 million in market cap, and it's on Coinbase. So we like this one a lot just because it's got so much price potential at only 134 million, and it's already on Coinbase, so anybody can get it. So as Ondo pumps up from the BlackRock news, Maple is going to, I believe, follow as a beta play to Ondo because it's so much lower in market cap. So if Ondo shoots up, then people are going to be looking at, what are the other real world asset tokens that I can get into that potentially have a higher beta compared to Ondo. So I think that we're going to see MPL shoot up from that as well. Another one, which is kind of a wild card, is the token Karate. Have you heard of it?
We have. So we have a buddy, Crypto Seth, who educated us on karate combat. Yeah.
Really like karate. Let me see. Let me just go into our Look Up Gems channel and see which one I want to pull out for you guys.
Yeah, so Coin Market Cap says it's 13 million, 13.9 million. So call it 15 million. That's very low. Yeah.
So
for the gem hunters, that's not extremely low, right? But that is still pretty low.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten pretty degen buying some 50,000 market cap coins that definitely went to zero. But also, some of them have not gone to zero, and all it takes is one. If you buy one at 50,000 market cap, the degenerate gambling side of me, it comes out here and there. So another one that we really like is the Whales token. I don't know if you're going to find it on CoinGecko. Let me check. Whales.
Yeah, nothing's coming up. Oh, just the word whales?
Whales market.
Whales market.
It does come up. Yeah. So this one is super low cap. It's actually $30 million in market cap. And this one's really cool because what it allows individuals to do it's actually solving a problem. And it's in the $30 million market cap range. So what's the problem that it's solving exactly? Well, with these airdrops, people know that these airdrops are coming out before they actually come out, right? So this gives you the ability to actually trade your airdrop tokens that you have access to before you actually have access to them. So
Interesting.
you can actually trade them pre-market. So like Wormhole, the W token
Hmm.
was trading pre-market at like $1.50. So you could have sold your Wormhole tokens before you got them airdropped to you at $1.50. And then right when it launched, it actually dropped down to like 80 cents. So
Hmm.
it's really cool because it allows you to actually plan accordingly if you're about to get this airdrop and you want to see how much is this airdrop going to be worth so that I can plan accordingly. So like if I like my Wormhole airdrop, I got 7,000 tokens at like they it launched, I think it was like $1.30 when it first launched, so that I could say, okay, well, I know I'm getting around, $10,000, $12,000 for this. How do I allocate this when I get it? It allows you to plan even if you don't want to sell your tokens, or you could sell them pre the actual airdrop happening. So I really like the whales token because it's such a low market cap coin, but we actually use it. And that's something rare that you find with these low market cap gems, ones that you actually use on a regular basis.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
so
that is just pure alpha. I mean, I didn't know that you could do that with airdrops, and the fact that there's a project that's already listed and you could go buy that today. Again, a lot of folks that tune into Investing Bros, even buying Ethereum might be a bit exotic, right? So if you're someone who's only ever bought Bitcoin, like on Robinhood or just the Bitcoin ETF, right? Just realize that what we're talking about with whale market, and whales and things like this, if something's as low as a $30 million market cap, it's just probably not your game, right? But for some people, they're looking at this and they're like, oh, I could go buy that, on MetaMask, or I'll go check out this new wallet, Robbie, or whatever it's going to be. And this is a real opportunity. So don't think that just because we're talking about it that you should do it, right? There's varying levels of expertise that are necessary, and that's why someone like Ryan, goes to great lengths to educate people on how to not get scammed, right? Chances are, though, if you've
100%.
only ever bought Bitcoin, you are probably assume you are going to get scammed if you try to go down into the lower levels, sub the water level of the iceberg, right? But if you're tuning into the Investing Bros, at some point we do kind of expect that you would graduate, kind of spend another 30 to 300 hours, whatever is going to do your own research and to feel comfortable in going and doing some gem hunting. But don't feel bad if you just have no desire, right? If you're happy with the 5 to 10x that you're going to get in Bitcoin over the bull market, that's completely fine too. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can squeeze the lemon a lot harder. We're here to tell you.
Yeah. Don't, you're not going to bat an eye at a 5x return in investing.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's people on Wall Street who'd kill for that. So,
Hmm.
and have studied and traded for 30 years, and they still probably never got that. So, awesome. Well, the second, so you threw out a couple of names there. I'm interested to know if you have any more, but the second one that I have been thinking about is actually this, and I bought yesterday on the dip, is this one, Stacks. I didn't have any exposure to Stacks. I'd
Yep.
love to know what you think about the BRC20 narrative and kind of, the Bitcoin layer twos. It seems to be all the rage. So I couldn't justify being outside of Stacks anymore. For the record, bros, I dropped these buys in the Discord. So you guys, if and it was not in the free Discord, it was in the paid Discord, is where I dropped them. But I accidentally did kind of a head fake on the bros, and I apologize. I said that I was going to get Arweave and Injective. I just didn't, and I got Stacks and Ondo instead. It's not because I don't think Arweave and Injective aren't good. I just don't see a bullish catalyst coming for those anytime soon. I think they're still great layer one projects, but I think Stacks and Ondo especially, they're going to be getting a lot of excitement, a lot of spotlight, and I would just rather be in those names into the bull market. But I absolutely feel the FOMO for Injective and Arweave and some others like that. So What do you think about BRC20s? Do you think that there's a future there, or do you think that the whole market is completely diluted?
So it's a very touchy subject
Okay,
for a lot of people in the Bitcoin world.
it is.
Why is that exactly? So the reason for that is because the BRC20 narrative is inscribing data on Satoshis, is what that is, right? So now, in order to inscribe data on Satoshis, we have to use up block space within the Bitcoin blockchain, which creates congestion. So a lot of Bitcoin maximalists are all upset because they're saying, well, what the heck? This is our hard money. Like
Hmm.
now you're encroaching into our real estate to where we're using this real estate for hard money reasons so that we have a store of value as a neutral reserve asset. But now you want to use it as a filing system? Like, it's not a filing cabinet. What are you doing? So it's a very touchy subject for some people.
Hmm.
I like it though. It shows new innovation. It shows new, ways that we can utilize Bitcoin. And we're it when you're inscribing things onto the blockchain, you don't have to rely on any like third party like cloud storage servers because it's inscribed directly on the blockchain. And with it being the Bitcoin blockchain, that's the most secure, most decentralized blockchain on the entire planet. I'm getting a little fuzzy right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's on your end, but we can still hear you.
Uh,
We just can't
it's my it's that
observe.
Walmart internet kicking out. Um, but anyways, so I like it. Well, it's still early. It's like, where's it gonna go? We don't really know. In the crypto world, we're all just kind of innovating on things and seeing what sticks and see what makes sense. And this is another iteration on a potential use case for Bitcoin. Now, as far as opportunities of where I'm looking at opportunities here, we're actually looking at some different Bitcoin NFTs, which are a little bit more difficult and more complicated to buy. But if you're in that side of things, one that we've looked into is called Bitcoin Puppets and Node Monkeys. But that's a whole other conversation because you have to go to like Magic Eden, have your own wallet and all that stuff to get it. But one something that you can purchase to start to take advantage of the price action that could come from these BRC20 narratives is Ordi. So Ordi is the primary protocol, the ordinals protocol that actually allows for these inscriptions to take place. So if you want to be able to have price action, if you want to take advantage of the price action that's coming from this BRC20 narrative, which is coins being built on Bitcoin, just like how there's ERC20 for Ethereum based cryptocurrency tokens. BRC20 is Bitcoin based tokens,
Sure.
which is crazy that this is even happening.
Hmm.
My 2017 crypto brain is like, what? What do you mean coins on Bitcoin? That doesn't make sense. But we have to push what we believe is, normal and possible in crypto. Um,
Absolutely.
so I think that so my favorite pick for BRC20s is just the leader of the BRC20s, which is Ordi, which I like it because we couldn't have all the other BRC20s if it wasn't for the ordinals, protocol. So all the
Now,
other ones are reliant on that one even being built.
now set me straight here, because when you say Ordi, I'm thinking of the meme coin that I hold, Ordi, but that's different from the Ordinals coin, right?
Ordi, I mean, I don't know which coin you're talking about.
Yeah, just ORDI. I was
Yeah,
under the impression that that was just a meme coin, but you're telling me that this is the flagship coin of Ordinals in some sense. I
yeah,
think you could be right, because what meme coins mean to Bitcoin maxis might be a little different from the rest of from crypto, but
definitely,
yeah. So you're
definitely.
saying that this is
So
kind of
if
like the
you,
the S&P of BRC20 in a sense.
you could say that. Um, Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it doesn't like actually have. It's not like an actual like umbrella, like
Right, it's
with,
not an
like
index.
as far as that's concerned. Yeah,
Maybe
not
the
like an actual
Microsoft
index.
of yeah, yeah.
Exactly, but ordinals is actually the. Let me find this website. Ordi is the token of ordinals, which there's not an actual use case behind the Ordi token quite yet,
Gotcha.
which does kind of make it a meme coin. But it is actually the official token of ordinals. Um, so they just have to figure out what the actual utility behind the token is going to be.
Yeah, I love it, and I think that it could be that it's narrative driven, like a meme coin. It's just it's kind of swerves back more into that Beanie Baby and like baseball cards aspect of collectibles, which
Mm-hmm.
meme coins are definitely in my
Oh,
mind squarely in the collectibles world. Um, but I
100%.
think this conversation in general is just so fascinating because we're in real time playing a role in trying to define this narrative. Like, what is Ordi? Is it actually a utility coin? Well, it represents a ton of utility that is brand new. Right, our 2017 minds couldn't really comprehend what we're seeing now. What is now being manifest through these amazing NFTs here and the Bitcoin puppets, as you said. Um, but it also in the same sense is completely worthless. It because it's not like Ethereum where it has like all of this very rock hard development being built on it. So it's interesting. I don't think at least I'm not the one who's going to be able to answer this question super coherently. But Ordi, I own it. I like it. I bought it just because it was my early entry into BRC20. Didn't want to get left behind, but interesting. Now I'm hearing that maybe it was the smartest move I've ever made.
Yeah, actually.
I love it. Cool. Well, Stacks, Ordi, Ondo, these are some of the names that I've liked to purchase, like to pick up. Um, Ryan's he's talked about a bunch of different ones. Whales Market was an interesting one. Make sure you're buying the right one there because the lower you get in the market cap, sometimes there's some fake ones that try to jump out. This was the real one, as far as I know.
Yep.
Around 30 million market cap, and this is making it to where what was it that you can pre-sell airdrops before
You
you even get
can,
them?
yeah, you can speculate and trade on tokens like before they launch.
So Whale Market is able to say, okay, this in the same way that the airdrop mechanism would be able to say this wallet address is entitled to has earned done what it needs to do to earn that airdrop. Whale Market's doing the same validation and then saying, oh, and by the way, here's a market that you can go ahead and sell
Yep.
that ghost
Yep.
coin
And a
before
lot
it's
of
even there.
these, yeah, and a lot of these airdrops, they actually have like a point system to determine how many tokens you actually get. So like a big one that's happening right now is the Eigenlayer airdrop. So you can actually just go, the airdrop hasn't happened yet, but you can go on to Whales Market and you can actually trade your Eigenlayer points that will equate to an airdrop of X amount if
Mm-hmm.
you want to go ahead and do that. Because so people might think that, the Eigenlayer points are going to give, less than what everybody actually thinks. So then it might be good for that person to sell their points instead of wait for the airdrop to happen. But then a lot of other people could think, oh, I think the points are going to actually, we're going to get a multiple of coins per dollar based, uh, in reference to the dollar instead of the actual points. So that might make sense to buy more of the points, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
just crypto just crypto is all about just creative finance is what this is. Well, like, and we now have the ability to get more creative in the financial market than it's ever been possible before, which does in turn make it more complicating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like this stuff's never been possible before. It's really cool to see like our financial world evolve in front of our eyes because cryptocurrency creates a flexibility to the financial system that we've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just an iteration of that.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, some of this stuff is like I've gotten used to it in cryptos. Like you hear it for the first time and you're like, okay, that blew my mind, but what's next, right? You get so
Oh,
greedy.
dude, it gets deep, man. We're working on there's another protocol that we onto our community called Pendle like
Hmm.
last year. It since has skyrocketed. We got it at 16 cents. It's like over $6 right now.
That's
And what
awesome.
it does is it allows you to tokenize the yield.
Hmm.
So it actually separates the token and the yield so that you have the principal token and you
Hmm.
have the yield token.
Hmm.
And you can actually trade the yield token if you believe that the yield on the token will actually go up. So example, if you're making like 9% interest on something, and you think that that can be represented to like 90 cents for that
Mm-hmm.
token, right? But then if you believe that that yield is going to drop over time down to 10 cents,
Mm-hmm.
then you could sell it, because then that yield could then drop down to uh, 1%, which could equate to a tokenized version of that yield being 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually tokenize the yield
Mm-hmm.
of cryptocurrency now as well,
Wow.
thanks to protocols like Pendle.
Yeah.
So like
Interesting. It's
it
on like a
gets
put contract for yield.
yeah,
Interesting.
exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
The how deep this space really gets, you don't like you can't even comprehend it until you start to get deep into things, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's wild how creative they've really gotten with all of this. And it just creates new tools for business owners to utilize in order to solve new problems inside of business.
Yeah. Just
There's
the
the
tip
iceberg.
of the
Just the
iceberg.
tip. Yep.
I love
That
it.
bottom right there. That's the tokenizing yield.
Absolutely. Well, Crux of Crypto is our Investing Bros researcher here. He's chimed in. He said, Ordi is a meme token. It was the first to smart contracts on Bitcoin that is programmable at the Satoshi level. One of,
Was it created by ordinals?
uh, yeah,
That's what I'm wondering.
that's an interesting question as well. And then Mike Play tuned in. Runestone NFTs has a lot of hype right now. Do you have any thoughts on Runestone? Is that a direct competitor to Bitcoin Puppets?
Runestone. Let me
I've
search in my
definitely heard of it.
Discord.
Yeah.
Runestone. I'm not sure.
I believe it was a Solana NFT project that has been able to come on to Bitcoin. Not migrate, but just
No clue.
it's this one
I haven't
here.
even heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So Mike Play, you're really early on the Runestone narrative. Now I have heard of it, so it's and I wouldn't say it's like I'm not betting the farm on it, but it looks it's something that I've seen a decent amount of folks kind of chime in on, and seems bullish, but I have not done the do your own research on it, so don't take my word for it. And the fact that Ryan hasn't even heard of it is maybe you're really early, or maybe do some more research. Crux Crypto said there is no use for it. Speaking of Ordi, it's basically just saying the utility exists. Now go forth and conquer. I love it.
Onward.
That's about right. Very cool. Well, we're reaching the end of the stream here. This is where we usually open it up to the bros to ask any questions that they might have about the markets, about the news, or about you, Ryan, and how you get such a great hairstyle there. That's going to be our first question. What products do you use in your hair to get that awesome spike?
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I woke up this morning and realized that I left all of my hair care products somewhere else
Oh no.
when I was traveling, and I rolled out of bed like this. To be honest with you.
Well, there you go. You thought it couldn't get any better. It just did.
It just
So
did.
great. So great. Cool. Well, let us know any questions you might have in the chat, and we'll address them here. Let's do a quick price check on Bitcoin here. See where we're trading at. So do you do any trading, Ryan? Do you do any like day trading or swing trading? Like
Not really, because I mostly just get into the lower cap cryptocurrencies, and that's kind of like my itch.
sure.
Sometimes I'll go on to like Jupiter,
Okay.
and I'll do some like leverage trading
Gotcha.
on Jupiter Exchange, which is like the primary decentralized exchange on Solana.
Right.
Um, so sometimes I'll do that, but I mostly just buy low cap coins and then set a limit order at 100% return and hope it hits that, and then take profit and then let the rest of it ride.
Nice. I like it. I like it. So from the bottom candle closes here from the kind of the craziness we had yesterday, we are up 1.3%. So nothing to shake a stick at here. It's not really too impressive, but it is moving in the right direction after some price discovery lowered through this wick that got down as low as 2.7%. So to me, I wouldn't say this is the all clear just yet, but it is a higher low here. I will point out, even from the wick back here to April 2nd. So while it feels like a crazy sell off, we were here at the beginning of the current month we're in. So you shouldn't be shaking in your boots. We are technically still experiencing a higher low here for Bitcoin. So it's nice to see.
Oh, no.
And
I love that. I love that.
isn't that great? We just added sound effects very recently, so we're loving it.
Incredible.
So Ondo, Stacks, some of the names that I've picked up. Ryan has thrown out some names, not necessarily to buy the dip, but just some good names that he likes. And honestly, the fact that you guys were early in Pendle tells me that you should definitely do your own research. Definitely go and check out some of the names that Ryan's thrown out. Just rapid fire? What have you done research on Wormhole? Do you like that as a project?
So I'm
It's complicated.
torn. We have a complicated relationship, me and Wormhole. And the reason for that is because I don't like utilizing their bridge. So like they have a bridging technology. It's like an interoperability tech to where we can bridge tokens from like the Solana ecosystem to like the Cosmos ecosystem. I think they do Cosmos or Solana to like the Ethereum ecosystem and stuff like that. And it's just not very user friendly, to be completely honest with you. However, they airdropped me like $10,000. So I really want to give them a chance. Because they airdropped to one of the NFT projects that we use.
Okay. Wow.
So I like them because of that. They have a good team. They've got tons of funding. So like I see them figuring it out, to be honest with you. But we like jumper.exchange better for utilizing a bridging solution. We like ibc.fun for an interoperability solution. There's just a lot of other platforms that we like for interoperability solutions a little bit more, that are more user friendly. Like they have this, it's just, it's clunky. Wormhole is a bit clunky.
Gotcha.
Is really what it is.
Yeah. Oh, so we do have a super chat here from Dan. He donated $2, said CKB pumped from all this BTC 20 news. I think BRC 20 news as well. So CKB was getting in on the fun. Are you tracking that story at all? That's something that I've not really been looking into too much.
I don't even know what CKB is.
And then
doesn't mean it's not a good coin.
Yeah.
There's a million out there.
We're
can't
in
keep them all straight.
Infinite universe at this point.
Yeah.
Drew P said he had a super chat, but Drew P, I don't see your super chat. It did not come through my software. Let me go to YouTube and just see.
Is that Drew space P, or is that Droopy like Snoopy but a little bit depressed?
Drew and then
Droopy.
I don't know if there was supposed to be a double entendre there. There might have been. I'm so sorry, Drew P. I don't know what happened to that super chat. Yeah, not sure, but I'm sure it was a really good question. I'm sorry, man. Let's see what else we got. Crux of Crypto asking the real question here. Does Ryan have any socials we can follow? So I've got your link to the Instagram, to your Instagram here in the comments, in the description. These are his links here, folks. The first one is his IG. The second one is to blockchain insight group.com. Still learning how to read, bros. Sorry. So you have to go give those links a check. But do you have a Twitter? Do you have anything else like that?
Yeah, I have a Twitter. It's the same handle. It's Ryan Horst _. Cool. And then my Instagram is where I'm the most active. Gotcha. I post short form content about crypto on there all the time. So if you guys are interested in starting to get a little bit more of a in-depth kind of, level of understanding of the crypto space, I'm also hosting a masterclass that's diving deeper into airdrops on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to dive into that, you could shoot me a DM that says airdrops on Instagram, and I can send you the link for that. Just a free, just diving into things, because there's a lot of confusion around airdrops, because like how is it possible that you're just sent, like Wormhole, they sent me $10,000, right? How is it possible that Wormhole can just afford to send all these people $10,000? Why is it in their best interest to do it? All of those things there, because it really does sound like it's completely too good to be true. It doesn't make sense. I understand it from a logistics standpoint. So that's the stuff that we're going to be breaking down on Monday.
Well, and I think they probably sent you so much more just because of the whole, the hair situation, being able to look that good, just rolling out of bed.
Definitely.
Wormhole, has really done their research. Cool. Well, it looks like most of the bros are good in terms of questions. Drew P said they're partnered with Amazon services. The token is STRX. Have you heard of this one? This is Strike X. He doesn't understand why more people aren't talking about Strike X. Has a beautiful mobile wallet and been working on tokenization for 2 years. Look, there's so many. Drew P is a bro. He's not just some shiller at all. So
yeah, bro.
It is a good question why more people aren't talking about a lot of different projects. But Strike X, is that one that you've heard of at all?
No. Looking at it right now, though. You got a trading platform. You've got a DEX. I wonder if they've got good liquidity on the DEX.
75 million market cap, so pretty small. It's like a mid cap on BNB chain.
Yeah. Ooh, that's their problem. If they're on BNB chain.
You think that might be it?
I mean, it's just not really a lot of hype around BNB chain anymore. That was kind of like last cycle.
Yeah, there's also not a lot of markets that they're listed on here. As far as StrikeX markets, it's not like I don't see Coinbase or Binance here. Probit Global is on there, which is usually a pretty good sign. Uniswap V3 BSC. So that could be, I mean, Ryan said it well there is, BNB, being on the BNB smart chain is not necessarily an asset this go around, this bull market. But that doesn't mean that it's not still a good project. It's just maybe it could be very, very good alpha if they do start to, think about migrating or expanding into other chains. So cool. Yeah. Well, is there any other alpha that you wanted to drop? Anything else that you wanted to say? Tell us who you're voting for in 2024. Just kidding. Or anything like that that you could share with the bros.
Yeah, I'm voting for T-Shroom.
Nice.
For president.
I think a lot of people are now. I think they're starting to see the truth.
Ever since you had that one performance over in Detroit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had just such a great turnout. I have to thank the great people of the city of Detroit. Really, it wasn't me.
Yeah. You're really doing what you can to clean up the everything about the United States. Really, just putting economics first. You're putting the United States on the blockchain, and that's why people are voting for you.
Well, and this country has done so much for me, so I thought, hey, it's time to give back. It's time to do something.
It only makes sense. Yeah. It's honestly very rude for you not to run for president and put the United States on the blockchain. So
that's right.
It's time that we give this country the leadership it deserves.
Absolutely.
All in favor.
T-Shroom 2024. I love it. Cool. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, bros. I've been T-Shroom, and Tim will be coming back Monday, but he's up watching the spring game, not even season, for Virginia Tech up in Blacksburg. Right? It's like, so that's what he decided to do to take a vacation. We love him. He is a extreme fan of Virginia Tech football, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got their thing. But he will be back on Monday, and we're gonna have some fun then too. But enjoy your weekend, bros, and definitely give Ryan a DM on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, and check out his website as well. But if you're trading, keep those stop losses tight, and if you're human, make sure to stay hydrated. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you Monday.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shroom's news got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Tryna make paper. Turn that batter to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.